some news about Floyd Money Mayweather Jr. Yeah. Junior, Floyd is gonna fight Sugar Shane Mosley now. And Mosley has a pretty good record. You know, he doesn't have the slickness, the speed, but he definitely has the power, definitely. So I say Floyd Mayweather, he's going to have his hands full too. Now, on the other side, of course, the big thing was about Manny Pacquiao and Mayweather, right? Okay, cool. That fight's not going to happen right now. In 2010, guarantee you, 2010 is going to be a Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather. Definitely, they're going to get it on in 2010, okay? Now, never mind all that right now. Ain't no need even talking about those two guys, because apparently they could not sit down at the table and work it out. So now, you got Manny Pacquiao. He's going to fight this guy named Clottey, right? He's from Africa, right? He's from Africa. He's a pretty good fighter. I think that he's going to train real hard for that fight for Manny Pacquiao. And I think he's really going to put it, he's going to try to make his name right there, because he knows he has to. He's got a lot to gain right now, you know? So Joshua Clottey, hey man, I wish you all the luck in the world. You better train hard. You better try to match his speed. And if you can't, you better keep your guard up high and do your absolute best, man, not to get hit with all those combinations that's going to be coming at you. And you know, and big up to Africa, man, because you know I'm an African American. So yeah, I love, you know, my African American. But right now in the boxing world, I'm kind of going with Manny Pacquiao, and that's pretty much my man in that division, right about in there. Now, Floyd Mayweather, I like Floyd Mayweather as a fighter. I like the way he fights. You know, he thinks through his victories, and it's pretty good. And a lot of people may call it boring fights, but I think it's a wise way to box, really. You know, if you're gonna box. If you're going to get in there, you know, you might as well try your absolute best to be as smart as you can with it. I mean, to edge out your win any way you can. If you find yourself being able to knock a guy out, you know, you feel that you're that good, better than he is, then by all means you go for it, you know. But if you think that it's too much of a risk for you to go ahead and shoot for the knockout, then you go ahead and keep your points high. And you win that way, which Floyd Mayweather chooses to do, which is, you know, it's cool. And that's why he has 0 losses. Wow. Okay. Now, everybody believes, you know, I had one guy comment about Paul Williams. Paul Williams shouldn't even be in there, you know, thrown around with the rest of these guys as far as Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, Sugar Shane Mosley and all that, right? I beg to differ on that one, you know. Now, you get yourself a tall fighter. Man, I'm telling you, that is a dream fighter right there. That's the kind of fighter any coach would like to have. Somebody who's really good with keeping guys on the outside, knowing how to fire, because, you know, you figure, tall guys, really, they do have to work hard if they have a pressure fighter in front of them. Like a Manny Pacquiao, for example, he's a pressure fighter. Paul Williams have to keep that little guy on the outside at all times. If he happens to make the mistake and let Manny Pacquiao get too close, of course, that's going to be Manny Pacquiao's range, and he's going to just go to work. He's going to put as much punches in as he possibly can when he get real close. And that is the typical way to crowd a tall man's, you know, firing power, is to get close into his chest and start shooting all these shots, you know. And strange thing about this tall guy, though, there's not many tall guys that can fight inside well. Yeah, remember, Tall guys, a lot of them are comfortable on the outside. I'm a tall guy. When I used to box, I never wanted to be all up close with somebody, shoulder to shoulder. It wasn't good for me. I mean, even when I got fatigued and got tired, I still wanted to shoot from long range, and I was comfortable doing that. And that's where, in my boxing career that, it was for me, but I dished some out also. So I'm very proud to say that much. And, ever since I can remember, man, tall guys have always had to do that, had to keep shorter guys on the outside because, with those little short arms now, he can knock you out. And Mike Tyson is definitely proof of that. 5'11", man. 5'11" been knocking off guys at 6'1", 6'2", 6'3". Tyson, I just want to kind of, bring up some different styles and between tall and short man. And I deal with that a lot because most of the guys that I have to train are a lot of Hispanic guys and they don't have a lot of height on them, And I so far have been pretty successful with training these short guys to box tall guys, and really, that's the way physics really is, as far as every tall man, every tall guy, if he makes no mistakes and he knows how to keep a guy on the outside, and he has to fire rapidly when a short guy is trying to get inside. He can't tire. He can't get fatigued trying to keep him on the outside. That's hard work for him, yeah. But the little guy got to work that much harder to try to get past his shots and get inside. So I'd say Paul Williams going to give these guys a hard time. If they get to the catch weight, he drops to get to that weight or come higher to get to that weight. Whatever he has to do to get there. I truly believe that Floyd Mayweather, if he ever have to take on Paul Williams, he's going to be in trouble. And remember, I told you that. All right. Now, if that fight ever develops, I'm going definitely for the tall guy. Now, he's got the tools. He's got the stamina. He's gaining the respect, and he's gaining the experience. But, a lot of you guys are just diehard Mayweather fans. So, no matter who is put in front of Mayweather, you guys are going to be like, yeah, you got to, Mayweather is the best in the world, this, that, and other. Okay, I grant you that he is good. But he is not the best in the world because he didn't fight everybody in the world, right? Right? Okay. So you look at Paul Williams gonna give him a hard time, but Sugar Shane Mosley, let's not look past him. Sugar Shane Mosley is strong. We know this, even when he's hurt. That is where a lot of the fighters make a mistake. When they think they got Sugar Shane hurt and they're gonna turn it up to try to get him out, Sugar Shane come up from down deep with some power shots, and when you watch him in slow motion after the fights is pretty much well done, he's bringing all he's got from the flow up, and if he catches anybody between bringing it in, catch anybody up in there, boy, I'm telling you, they hurt. They're gonna be hurt because he brings a lot of power. Sugar Shane has a lot of problems with his boxing defense. He doesn't defend that well. He does. I don't think he moves his head enough, and that's things he's really gonna have to work on. But as far as this fight with Mayweather and Sugar Shane Mosley, I'm gonna give it to Mayweather this time. I'm pretty sure that Mayweather is gonna outslick him. He's not going to outpower him. We already know that. But he's definitely going to get a lot of points. And I think he's going to slip a lot of punches. So it's going to wear him out if he tries to shoot too many bombs too soon. So, that's my prediction for that fight. But I do know this, that Manny Pacquiao and Clottey, they're going to fight on the 13th. All right? Now, that's going to be over in Dallas, But that's going to be a good fight. Clottey's going to bring his best because he knows this is going to be a stepping stone for him. And Pac-Man, he has a lot to lose. So I think he's going to be training equally as hard so he does not lose that edge on the pound for pound best fighter in that division, right?